Hi Dalia.
Hi.
How have you been?
Great.
Please introduce yourself.
I'm Dalia Kamar and I'm Riseup Summit's manager.
You started the countdown.
Yeah, but it's actually 9 days.
Wow, so
Time's
close.
flying by.
Okay, let's talk first about you.
Yeah.
What's your favorite hobby?
My favorite hobby is to travel or play football.
Okay, what's the last book you've read?
The last book I've read, or actually the one I'm reading currently, is 11 Minutes by Paulo Coelho.
And what's your favorite book ever?
Wow, my favorite book ever is maybe Blink or How to Kill a Mockingbird. Yeah.
What's the least favorite subject you've studied?
My least favorite subject is probably calculus because I'm really not good with numbers.
And your most favorite?
My most favorite subject was drawing and painting.
Did you always see yourself as a leader?
I mean, I don't know if you see yourself as a leader, but I think I love being proactive, and I love, leading a team generally, and helping everyone work together. So I think over the years I've just assumed a lot of leadership roles. But yeah.
Okay, tell us about this year's summit.
Wow, this year's summit is going to be amazing. I'm not trying to be biased, but it will be amazing. We are trying to answer the really big question of how innovation improves human experience. We've been studying startups for so many years now, and we've seen that there's a not-so-secret recipe anymore to their success. They do 3 things that, when they intersect, really allow them to grow. And those are our 3 tracks this year: technology, capital, and creativity. And we are trying to show that through discussing all of these issues in these 3 tracks, we can start thinking about creative and disruptive solutions that allow us to innovate and improve human experience.
That's perfect. What's this season's talk or session that you don't want anyone to miss?
Well, I really hope no one misses anything, but wow, I really can't choose. The agenda is amazing. Our content team this year is led by Hana Zahnoul, and they have done an amazing job. We have an incredible set of headliners, but I would say that the track I'm most excited about this year is probably the creative track, because there's just so many different people that are joining, and I think people are going to be super interested to see everyone from Chris Do, he's an Emmy award-winning creative director and founder of Future and Line, to even Naguib Sawiris discussing creativity. And I think that's something that people haven't heard him talk about before.
Okay. What's the biggest challenge that you faced while preparing this year's summit?
One challenge? Okay. What haven't we faced? I think the biggest challenge is always time. I don't think anyone has time on their side ever, but if it were up to us, we definitely want 90 and not just 9 days to prepare. But I think we're managing, so yep.
How long have you been preparing?
We've been preparing since December 13th, 2016. So it takes us a year. So after the next day after the event, we start prepping for the following year.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Tell us 3 huge changes that wasn't there the previous years.
Okay, 3 huge changes. I'd say additions to this year is just the number and value of the startups coming. So we have over 150 startups exhibiting, 50 startups pitching, and a new program that we've launched this year called our HIPPO program, which stands for High Potential Program. So we partnered with Algebra Ventures to select the top 20 businesses in the Middle East, and they're coming in from all over. These are companies like Fetcher and Remy, like Visita and Aventus, like Liwa and Paytab. These are just like a really amazing startups. So I'm super excited about that.
What's a common misconception people have about Riseup?
A common misconception is definitely that we probably invest. We don't invest in startups. We are a platform that connects startups to resources, one of which is definitely investment and money, but we ourselves are neutral, so we are rather connectors rather than investors. So, yeah.
What's a golden tip for entrepreneurs to make the most of the summit?
A golden tip is to come prepared. I think you should be prepared in anything in life, but I think that this year you have to have a goal and you have to have a plan, and come knowing who you want to meet, where you want to be, and what you want to learn. So you should plan your days out, check our attendees and our speakers list, plan who you want to meet, and make sure that you know what you want to do.
Working closely with startup, do you ever imagine yourself starting your own?
I really hope so. I always imagine myself to have my own company, and that's actually why I started in Riseup. I wanted to know more about all of these things and how do I become an entrepreneur, how do I have a successful business. And one thing led to another. I'm now managing the summit, but I do see myself having my own business in the future for sure.
What's the 3 main qualities you think a leader or an entrepreneur should have?
Wow, a leader or an entrepreneur?
As a founder.
Yeah, so you said the first one, actually, being a leader. Being a leader is not so much about being harsh on your team or, you know, just like telling them what to do. But I think leaders hire people that should outsmart them, because then they can actually lead their respective departments. So as long as you're just motivating your team and you're leading by example, that's an amazing quality to have. I think the second one would be thinking long term or being a visionary. You have to plan your steps out. You have to know what you're doing tomorrow and the day after and the next year. So I think an entrepreneur needs to be, you know, a visionary. And the third thing is humility, because I think with entrepreneurs that become successful really quickly, it can sometimes distract them from their goal or their business, and I think it's always really important to stay grounded. So yeah.
What's the most ridiculous comment someone gave you for being a young manager?
A young manager or a woman?
No, a young manager.
A young manager. I would say, what does she know? Or Intiande Kem Sana? Or isn't it past your bedtime? Like just something funny, but at the same time, I hope that when they actually start talking to me, they think otherwise.
Where do you see the startup scene in Egypt heading?
The startup scene in Egypt? Well, I hope that over time and really soon we'll be able to be one of the global hubs, just like Silicon Valley, just like Berlin and London. I really hope to see not just Egypt, but the Middle East be seen as, you know, a pool of talent or a pool of opportunity. And I really do see that every single day I'm meeting more and more incredible entrepreneurs and startup ideas. So not that far off.
We hope so.
Yeah.
What do you do in your free time?
What free time? What I do in my free time. So I actually play football for the Maidi women's football team, and we play in the Egyptian Dowry for women. So I like to play football. I like to travel a lot whenever I get a chance to, and yeah, hopefully more free time after the summit for sure.
What do you wish you were doing right now?
Sleeping. I haven't slept in a couple of days. Probably won't sleep for the next 9. But any chance I get, if I'm able to turn my brain off, I definitely prefer to be sleeping.
Wow. Thank you so much, Dalia. We don't want to keep you any longer.
Yeah, no,
okay, thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
See
See
you
you. Bye.